Good evening, guys. So I'm getting ready to do a hidden truths they've not expressed. So, taking the cards as it is. I'm going to start this with a channel message, actually. That's what they told me to do. Am I saying what I heard in this? Yeah. Okay. When I was putting the memory card into the camera, I had these already picked, and I heard Judas. And that's what the Judah is the betrayal of Jesus Christ. So, but was it the betrayal of Jesus Christ? You know what I mean? I started to think about all these things. I started to think about all these things. But that's what it means to me. That's my reference of a Judah. Of somebody greeting you, kissing you, but the Judah kiss, but they're betraying you. So betrayal is definitely something that has or is connected to do with the situation, whatever this is about, okay? So I'm going to start with a channel message and see. Spirit, what's the message for March 29th? What else is hidden they want to express? I should have never have left you go for that. Oh, I should have never have left you go for that. Oh my God, someone's in I want to say disbelief is the word, and I've seen it written, bewilderment. So somebody is woken up out of some daydream and what am I even doing with this person? I should have never left that other person for that. So somebody betrayed someone, because that's where the Judas comes in. They left somebody for someone else, and then at some point had that awakening, looked at the person and looked at the relationship, whatever. I should never have left them for that. So whoever that is definitely not lesser than what they fucking left somebody for. Clearly. So we will get into this for March 29th. First card. It was my fault, but I blamed you. I felt like somebody was, when I would talk about soul projecting, it feels to me that somebody was unhappy in themselves, is what I want to say. Unhappy in themselves. And projected that unhappiness. But what I felt was, and I seen it written, was nitpicking. So, somebody was unhappy, they were unhappy with themselves, they were projecting, they were nitpicking, but really it's about themselves, but I want us to say the words, they abuse your trust. They abuse your trust. It was themselves that they didn't fucking trust, clearly. They left you for somebody else. But blamed you when the issue wasn't you, it was whatever was going on in this person. So this person was just projecting their unhappiness about themselves, nitpicking. Why would you want to nitpick about yourself? Do you know what I mean? You've got to understand that things are about the person, not even about another person or situation. It's always about self. So somebody's not happy. So somebody must be used to having people nitpicking in their life. That this was just a pattern of behaviour, and it was they were looking to try find fault in you, but there wasn't any fault in you, there was fault in them. But rather than them look at that, it was easy to say, they're our fault, I blame them, I'm leaving them, I'm going to that. But that did not end up as good as what they had. And it's what the fuck? Why did I even do that? Why did I even go there to whatever that is? Why did I even do that? It's somebody's woken up and saying, what the fuck were you even doing? It's someone's just had that awakening. It wasn't even got to do with that person. It was got to do with me. And then I got rid of that person because of how I was feeling. And I went to something that was much worse. Somebody's seeing something very clearly. Somebody's seeing something very clearly here. Someone has had, I want to say another awakening into their shit, their behaviour. What they did but blamed you for. but it was about them. Yeah, the second card is you came closer than anyone, and that's probably why. Because you came closer to seeing their shit, to seeing their nitpicking, to see their behaviour, to seeing how what they're saying and what they're doing, it wasn't adding up. So there was manipulation here. Because if a person's saying A, B, C, D, and E and doesn't do A, B, C, D, and E, they're just manipulating you. And that's what somebody was doing here. They were manipulating, trying to find fault in someone else because they were so unhappy with themselves. I feel like that was a triggering thing for them. Someone getting close to really actually seeing their true self and their bullshit and the games that they play. The game, what's that again? The game plan. So this is someone who's a player. There's always a game plan with this person. Because somebody was getting close to them, they were starting to see this person, what they're saying, what they're doing, wasn't fucking adding up. They're full of shit. Third card is, I know that I crossed the line with you. So they definitely betrayed you. They definitely, Judas, they definitely betrayed you. They definitely did. They left you for someone else. They got rid of you for someone else. By betrayal, so cheated on you. Cheated on you for someone else. And now I was wondering why they even did that. See, that's what happens when you cross that line, or you burn that fucking bridge. You know, you don't think of it at the time when you're doing it. You're just going around blaming the other person when it's nothing to do with this other person. It's all about you and yourself. I left you before you could leave me, and that's what I feel. This triggered someone really seeing them for who they truly are, not who they portrayed themselves to be. That triggered them. That triggered them. So they exchanged you for something lesser. That's what they did. They exchanged something better for something fucking lesser here. And then it's like, why did I even do that? But it only when that, or that's something lesser here. That was another cycle in itself. To whatever, like, that's clearly has done something for this person to wake the fuck up and say, what the fuck was I even doing with that person? Why did I even leave this person for that? What's going on, like? Do you know what I mean? So I do feel like someone's really had a good look at themselves. You know what I mean? Because it was my fault, but I blamed you. So we've gone from someone else's fault to taking accountability for their behaviour. So it feels like this has come around full circle, that someone's starting to fucking see something very clearly. So why weren't they seeing the ego, the trauma more than likely? Because it's just trauma. Well, that's trauma. Well, they didn't want to look at themselves. They didn't want to hear what was being triggered here. And that's why we get triggered. It's a sign from the universe saying, hey, look, the fact that you're getting triggered is something that you need to look at. But people will go around with their big egos not wanting to look at it. Or want to stay delusional and realise it's not happening. Do you know what I mean? When clearly fucking something was definitely fucking happening. Fifth card we have is, I'm so attracted to you. Winter 6, you were the best thing in my life. So, the best thing in their life, they got closer than anyone, they're so attracted to you, but they betrayed you. They got rid of you for something lesser. I'm hearing, I don't know what sign it is, but it's like, I've got money on my mind, money on my mind. When I look down at it, I'm so attracted to you. Maybe someone just that was it, like had money on their mind, had the superficial shit. It's what they wanted. I don't know, I just feel like someone's just woken up from like into reality. Like, I don't know where this person was, but they definitely weren't in reality of how they saw things in the past to how they're seeing it now. They're seeing it correctly now. So whatever time frame it took this person to wake up is maybe different, but somebody is clearly seeing things as it is now. But unfortunately they had to go down through something with that for them to fucking see what they had all along. Remind you a bit of the alchemist. That alchemist went on a whole journey everywhere to discover this treasure because they had a dream. And yet the treasure, after going through so much on that journey, that treasure was underneath him, buried underneath him where he was at night. He had a dream. But yeah, he went off everywhere and went on this big journey. But yeah, it was there underneath him the whole time. Well, he would look, that clearly had to be somewhere at a distance outside the self when it was always there. So that's what someone had to be here, like that alchemist, go off on this karmic south node journey. That's what I want to say, because I feel like it was just trouble, and it might have looked good, on the eye, but there was nothing there. Do you know what I mean? There was no connection. I don't feel there was any attraction. I feel like when something wore off, it's kind of like, what was I even doing with this person? So it does feel like someone is quite shocked, because what they had the best thing in their life. They went for something that was lesser. It was not the best thing in their life, that they weren't as attracted to. So this is someone who was definitely trying to, I want to say, because look, we have at the end, I bury myself in work to forget you. So there's someone here who is trying, again, not to face facts, not to stay in reality, trying to avoid thinking of you, because maybe thinking of you brings back how they felt that you were the best thing in their life. And it's kind of like a circle then where they start to really think about it. Again, they start to look at themselves, they start to think, what the fuck did I exchange something better for something lesser? They definitely say that again, Spray. It was a bad trading. It was a bad fucking trading. Like, literally, absolute no comparison. They traded in something fucking good for a banger. Sorry, but that's what I seen, a fucking banger in a scrapyard. Like, that's the clairvoyant image I saw. They traded in something very classic for a fucking banger. A fucking pile of shit, actually, I want to say. For a pile of shit. That's what they did. That was much, much lesser. So I feel like this person has worked on their insecurities. Like, there's only so much anyways. I wish I had treated you better. Look behind that. Like, there's no doubt about it. This person is in sees reality, is in reality now. Wasn't in the past. They do wish they could have treated you better. But this, bury myself in work to forget you. None of us can avoid these things, and I feel like that's what somebody was doing for a long time. Like, avoiding themselves, staying with work, trying to, you know, not think about what was going on. Probably staying with something lesser, rather than being on their own, because they were insecure and had trauma there that everybody fucking, you know. So this is someone who would avoid at all costs looking at themselves and looking at reality. They spend a lot of time trying to not face things. But something's happened. Because they've had to face it, they've had to look at it. Something happened that this person had to look at. Why they did what they did, why they exchanged something less for something better. That they were, like, potentially they could have been betrayed by that person as well. Do you know what I mean? Judas. Potentially. I feel like this person, I've seen the words with misguided, but they don't trust themselves. There's trust issues here. And there's self-worth issues here for sure. Definitely. Self-worth issues. Like, the card's not even there, but I know somebody wants somebody back here that they crossed that line with. Because nobody else has come closer than you. You were, I want to say you are, you still are the best thing in their life. But I feel like, I don't know, it feels like someone's not able to hold this in any longer. I don't feel like this said this. Like it's like somebody's going to combust with this, yeah? Because it feels like all of this plays in their mind a lot. And no amount of fucking work can take that off their mind. Do you know what I mean? We'd be gone if we could, do you know what I mean? We'd all get fucking through the days quicker, or however. This is weighing very heavily on somebody's, I want to say in their heart, I want to say in their soul. The whole lot. Their minds. Their mind, because you know what, we can work, but like we can only work so many hours. What you do then when you finish work, and you got no more work, you got no choice but to look at it. You got no choice but to sit there and feel that emotion. Look at the trauma. Why did you do that? Like they had to go through something. I want to say like a bad terror moment here, in order for them to wake up to the lesson that they were with and why they made that decision. Like I feel like this is, like, I know we can have, like, life is too short, we shouldn't have regrets. I feel like this is the biggest regret this person has in their life, of why they ever went for something lesser than when they had something, the best thing, the best, and they gave it, like they traded it in for a lesser, like a banger. It doesn't make sense, and I feel like even this person looking at it and when they woke up and came into reality, don't think it even makes sense to them as to why they did this in the first place. This is the bewilderment. It's like shocked, like what was I thinking, like where was my thought process? Where was my logic even? It didn't even make logical sense of feels what somebody did here. They know they've been stupid. They know they've betrayed you. They know they've crossed the line with you. But I feel it's burying myself in work. I feel like they can't do that anymore. For some reason I feel like they can't do that anymore. It's either it's not working or they're working less, do you know what I mean? That there's nothing there to distract them so much. I do feel this energy is going to come back around to somebody here. Because at the end of the day, they can't forget about you. You were the best thing in their life. They know it was their trauma, whatever was going on here. They know they crossed the line to you, but they know they can't give up on you either. They can't forget about you. That's what I want to say. They're not able to forget about you. This work thing with the past, that was like a coping mechanism for this person. Trying themselves into work, I want to think about it until this person came along. Because it worked for everyone else, but it's not working. Something's not working here. They're not able to shut this out. They're not able to block this out. It's either that or they're not working as much that it just feels like it's, like I don't want to say 24 hours a day. I actually want to say maybe 16 hours a day, because I just saw 16. So there's a lot of hours, do you get me? That's a lot of hours. Somebody just cannot get someone off their minds. They're about to combust in some way. They're about to speak up. They're about to do something here. Because you were the best thing in their life. They know this. And like, I'm so attracted to you. Do you know what I mean? Urges. I just saw urges. Just saw urges. Like someone is finding it hard to resist the urge. They definitely are. I think it feels like someone is, I want to say in the nicest way, like I don't mean this in a negative way, quite rattled about how they feel, like the effect of how they feel and the attraction they have for this person. Like it's triggering something else within them. It's triggering like, I don't know, like a panic response. Do you know what I mean? Fight or flight. It feels like something like that. It feels a bit flight or fight. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to have to do something about this. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like someone could be like, you know, back and forth in their fucking head a little bit. Like, what am I going to do? It's like they can't stay in this like checkmate. They can't keep thinking this, knowing that you were the best thing in their life and just carry on plowing into work, or they're not able to. It's not working anymore. The strategy that they used to have, it's just not working anymore for this person. So it feels like it's like damned if I do, damned if I don't. Yeah. Oh Spirit, I didn't need to see that clairvoyant image. Oh my God. Oh, that I actually don't want to see that, because I heard you might as well be hung for sheep as a lamb. I didn't need to see that, because I don't even fucking eat red meat because of lambs. Actually, that is how I saw the lambs in the field. I was like, that's what we eat. Like, that's why I was thinking when I was very young, I didn't want to eat lamb, so I didn't. Like, so yeah, you might as well be hungry for sheep as a lamb. So if someone feels like someone knows that, like, this line that they have to try cross back over, is not going to be easy, because it's not like it was a small betrayal, with the lamb being the smaller one, the sheep is the larger. It was big betrayal, not something minor. It was a serious line they crossed. But I feel like the determination here, because let's face it, they can't stop. They have to do something about this. They're not able to have how they feel and what happened be unsaid any longer. Because that's what I feel. It's like combusting within this person. All this inner emotion. The inner emotion that they're not bringing it externally out. There's only so much. It's coming to a point here where they have to say something. I'm going to cut this down. They're going to reach out. I really feel they're going to reach out. What are they going to say, Spirit? I look for you everywhere. See? I wish I could share my good news with you. So, they look for you everywhere. See? So, whatever the letter was, they fucking knew that was lesser anyway. But they looking at the people and they don't say anyone that meet, like, it's not that there's no one that reaches up to this person, but in their eyes. Do you know what I mean? In their eyes. So maybe they have some good news, but they want to share something with you. They do look for you everywhere. They look for you in everyone and realise, I exchanged something fucking better for something fucking lesser here. So that's a line they're going to have to work on getting back. On the other side, out of the doghouse, I want to say, out of the doghouse and on the right side of somebody here. Because they got on the wrong, they done it themselves. They got on the wrong side of someone here. And they want to make amends because you are the best thing in their life. They want you back. They want you back for good. Fuck, I don't even like that song because they're just fucking, those boy bands annoy me. A bit like Eminem, you little bag man. Why did the girl? Where is the girl? Anyway, they annoy him, they annoy me. Bison, I think it is. Yeah, they annoy me, they're Irish, but they don't. Okay guys, so I'm gonna leave that there. Okay? This is what's happening. This is what this person hasn't said. But I do feel this is what is gonna come out now because they're not able to hold this in for much longer. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, look for private readings all down below. Guys, take care, see you in the morning.